Ons het 'n eiland en daar's baie water hier. For me, it was really important when I did my first course here in South Africa to make sure I had the right project. And when I first came down here and looked at this piece of property, I felt very fortunate indeed to have, in the middle of South Africa, an island on the Vaal River to do my first project on. And I was very excited. We got a great piece of property here. We got 7 holes of the golf course on the river. And I think we've got some of the most outstanding views and panoramic vistas that you can find anywhere in South Africa. And basically we're just coming in here and enhancing the features that God gave us on this piece of property. We have 3 distinct areas really in this golf course. We have 7 holes that are right on the water. We have 4 that are off the property, just on the other side of the river, on the Free State side. And then the balance of the holes are on the inside and up on the ridge. And it really makes for a nice blend and transition into these different areas. And I think it's going to be something very special. Well, we've tried to stay away. Being a traditionalist, I try and stay away from the waterfall type features. We've got so much water here, we really don't have to do any lakes per se, because we've got, as I say, probably 7. There's 7 holes on the water, and there's 1 that will have a small creek that'll run through it. So we've got plenty of water here. So to create more would probably be a bit of overkill. But basically, it's a traditional style golf course that's going to have very soft features to it. It's not going to be hard features where they're going to jump out and look at you. There's going to be a lot of natural beauty. And basically what we've tried to do is just enhance the beauty that we've been given here. The environmental issues, we've stayed well within the parameters, and we're very sensitive to that fact, to stay within the environmental rules and regs. And in fact, I think we've gone to the extreme on that, and I think we're going to have a nice blend of holes here, a nice mix of longish par 4s and short par 4s, a couple of drivable par 4s, some spectacular par 3s. And I think the whole project it's just a wonderful place. It's going to be a wonderful place to come and play golf. One of the real keys for me is to accommodate all players. And having played in pro-ams my whole life on Wednesdays and seen how the amateurs play, I think I have a really good idea as to how to make courses playable for the handicap player without making them too easy or too hard. Everybody wants a challenge. You don't want it to be easy, but then again, you want to be able to play to your handicap if you play well, or below it. And I think we've accomplished that here. It's going to be, I think, a very player-friendly golf course, and we have the ability to stretch the golf course out if they do decide to have a tournament of some kind here. We can stretch the course out to quite a long yardage, about 6,900 meters, but generally it's going to be right in the middle of where most of the other golf courses are. The handicap players will play off about 6,000 to 6,100 meters, and then, as I say, the championship will be right up and around 6,900, 7,000 meters. I believe in 2 things. Golf is 2 games. It's a game in the air and a game on the ground, and I think we've kind of gotten away from letting the ball run a little bit, and especially in the last 15-20 years we're seeing so much target golf, and what I'm trying to incorporate here is a little more roll, where the ball will release and come off slopes and also run onto the green. I've left openings on most of the holes for the average guy to run the ball onto the green. It's not all about carrying it. Very, very few forced carries off the tee. So I think from a 12, 15 handicapper's perspective, he's going to have a lot of fun playing this golf course. Golf is not only hitting the ball a long way, but also controlling the distances that you hit it. So on a lot of these holes, the longer hitters are going to have to control some of the distances they hit it. They will still be able to hit their drivers and hit the ball a long way if they decide to. But it is going to be a little penal if you do miss the fairway and you're a longer player, a longer ball hitter. But generally speaking, I've tried to do that with bunkers and trees and just make sure that the longer player doesn't have a free wheel off the tee, that he stands there and has to think a little bit about where he's going to hit it. And some of the hazards we've put in will trap the longer hitters. But it's not going to be unfair, because the medium length hitters are going to have those same traps, not maybe the same ones that the longer hitters have to hit around, but similar traps in their hitting area. So I'm not a believer in pinching out the fairways for the longer hitters, but if they do miss the fairways, they're going to be as penalized as the medium length hitters. For me, it's been really important for me to be involved in the project. I'm certainly not one of those people that wants to lend my name to a project and hardly show my face during construction. So I have been involved in the projects that I've had over the years. I've been very involved in those projects. It's important for me because I'm going to put my name on this golf course, and I want to make sure that the product is of a standard, the golf course is of a standard that I would want to play myself. I think sometimes we tend to maybe some guys tend to build a few too many golf courses, but I've always felt that 2, 3, 4 a year is a comfort zone for me, where I can give 100% attention to those golf courses and sign off on a golf course that I'm very proud of. I couldn't help it when I saw the piece of property here, and after I met Chris Dreyer for the first time, there were a lot of decisions that have to be made early on in a project's life, and one of the things that we were really impressed upon, Chris, was the fact that we use as much of the riverfront as we possibly could to maximize the beauty of not only the golf course but of the project itself. And Chris was very understanding in that, and right from the get-go, it's been a joint venture. It's been one of mutual consent, and one that where we both want to work together for this great project. And sometimes, Chris actually gave up a few lots here and there to accommodate the golf course, and I think that showed great vision. But putting together the team for this project was a lot of fun for me, and we've got a wonderful team here. And I think it's going to show when this product's finished. This is going to be a golf course that I'm going to be very proud to have put my name on, and also one that I'm going to enjoy playing, and I hope everyone else does.